Greetings and welcome back. I hope that your village is thriving right now and that you've enjoyed making it to this point, getting everything organized and setting yourself up and having your village start. And that I hope that's been very helpful for you to watch my first part of this video series to get your village going. In this video, we're going to take it a step further. We're going to advance ourselves, continuing on with what we started. And it's also time for me to start throwing a lot more details at you about how the game works, so you can get this to be an even more fun playthrough, and so you know what you're up to and you know how you're advancing your villages and why and what things are best practices. So let's dig in on that, and let's start out by taking care of some of the things that we didn't do last time, which is I have some points to spend. We want to start out, let's get these points spent since we're about to produce our goods for the day. It is late afternoon. When you go from late afternoon to early evening, that is when your people are going to produce goods for the day. The reason I want to get into the points right now is that we are at level 2, well, these tier 2 skills here. Worker productivity training is here. We want this now. Let's take 2 points in this right away, just because we know how important it is. Everybody increases their workload. Everybody gets a 10% bonus to their production. These skills, honestly, they can wait just a moment. Let's go over to our populations because unfortunately, when we click on these people, we have to go to manage job, and the productivity training doesn't automatically up their production for us. So we have to go through, and unfortunately, we kind of have to manually do this. So click on each one of these people, go over to there and produce those extra goods. Now that's going to take us a little time, but it is going to be worth it since, as you see, we went from 100 to 110 mushrooms. Yeah, that's a 10% increase, right? Go Mr. Me Math. But over here with soybeans, that's up to 368. That's a big jump. For our fishing area, it's going to be even better because we can get up to 95 fish. Yeah, we're good. Okay, I upgraded all of them. There we go. Now everybody's at their next level of production. Let's do another thing while we're here. Let's change something. So at the bottom here, you see where it says I press X to change, and then we're going to change this thing. Now, I want to get a symbol that makes sense to me and feels like lake. That looks like a face with a mustache. I wish I knew the symbols better. It almost looks like a geyser. Let's go with, I'm going to go with that symbol right there. And then we're going to change the name. So I'm pressing down the right thumbstick so I can change the name here, and we'll call it Lakeside, because you know what? It's on a lake. It's beside a lake. The reason we're doing the changing of the symbol is because when we have more than one village, these different symbols are really going to help us make sense out of where we're at. Oh, I don't have a home yet. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a home. There we go. We're going to live with Akko. We've been traveling with Akko. Let's live with her. There we go. Now, where we're at. We did priorities last time. We're going to produce our goods soon. The next major things we need to do as the village lead is consider where we're building next. We have some options. We're going to need a source of iron. Now, we can choose a couple places. We have Segi, which is a great option, but is going to require us to take on 16 deserters and construct 2 projects. Iwasake only requires defeating 12 thugs, a leader, and 1 project, and that project is actually what we want to build. We want the iron ore processing station. It produces twice as many stone or iron as a normal workstation. So that's a yes, we want that. So this one serves us better because we build the project we want people working at. We get access to iron and premium conifer, and I love me some premium conifer in this game. And we also get access to the iron tools and iron armor. So yeah, I think that's really the go. We can look over the archipelago to decide if it's worth it, but honestly, this one feels like it would be good until you see that there's a lot of enemies to take out, and there's 3 projects, and they're really far apart, so it's not worth the effort to try to do that. Unfortunately, some of the archipelago areas, with all these large projects you have to do, it takes a lot more time to get things done, and we can probably do better when we're in the mainland, except this one, because this one I think we'll be able to do pretty easily, and it is a lot quicker than, say, well, it's not. I don't know. It's a horse apiece, as we say around here. Alrighty, with that, we've produced our goods for the day, but it is time for us to start really digging in on how much we are supporting these needs. we're not really doing the best of jobs yet, and we will. We're getting there. We're at the point in the game where we are just getting through things. In this video, we are going to take that from just getting the resources we need to making supply chains that are going to build us our economy and continually produce the things we need. All right, in order to do that, we're going to start ourselves off by getting ourselves a house with 4 beds, because we are going to be looking for more people. And it may seem like we just continually grow and grow and grow. And yeah, that's definitely what we're doing. Oh no. It's hard to see that log apparently. We can leave it there till next season. How's that? And now let's take care of this. I want to put a house here because, you know what? It is time to start thinking about how I'm organizing my village. And I kind of do want to actually care about where things are at. You don't have to tear out the sticks. It is not necessary, but I'm going to get a few more resources out of it, so why not? And I know we're low on stone, which is something we're going to solve while we're out running around as well. We're also going to see if we can find some good items that'll allow us to get some more farming aspects done. We're also going to get all of the fast travel locations that we need so that we can move on. Alrighty. By all means, making a house is a big deal because we need more villagers. It is nice to have it organized in a way that makes sense. And I do want to emphasize the fact that in my early homes, I really don't care how they look. I just want to get things started. I want to get things off the ground. Later on, I'm going to go back through and I'll show you. In our last video, it's going to be polishing things up, right? Taking the canvas that we started with and let's make it look a lot prettier. We went from just let's play the game and get comfortable with how things work and just get into it. And so you can know some of those tips along the way. To now here, it's going to be let's get the details down, let's be clear on how we do things, and help ourselves advance. And next time around, it's going to be, you know what, there's a lot of options for how to make this place beautiful, and let's do that, because that's a lot of the game as well. All right, I'm going to finish up this house, and I'll see you at the point where we're making the beds, since that's kind of the key here. You remember back when we assigned one worker to getting us grass? It was really the best thing we could have done because look how much we've had to rely on those grasses to build these structures up. So it is really helpful just to get some of those things started and just present for us. Alrighty, where you need to make the beds. Go to furniture, go to house furniture, go to beds, improvise bed, and remember you can press down the thumbstick. Oh, I did it wrong. It's the left thumbstick, you sir. I pressed down the wrong thumbstick, and now I'm going to have to do them one by one. Ah, well, we'll go into it, furniture, beds, and there we go, improvise bed. Keeping in mind that the type of bed doesn't matter yet, and as of this recording, it doesn't matter what quality of bed they have. If it changes in the future, I'll do my best to address that. Just know that if it's different and you know better, put the right bed there. Okay, as I recall, this guy, craftsman, good luck, babe. Good luck. Okay, we are going to, we're going to get ourselves moving here. It is time for us to be sure that our bow doesn't break on us in the middle of our travels. So we need a second bow. To go to weapons, we're going to go here and it says we need rope. That's okay. We can make rope. In others, you'll see that we have access to rope. We're going to craft one. It looks like we're going to start needing straw shortly here too. So that's something we'll address in time as well. We'll make a short bow. It'd be nice to have more arrows. We're sitting on 15 and our other 4, so that's 19 arrows. That's not great. We have 4 bronze arrows, but that's still not the best. When we look, what are we missing? We're missing stones. And we're actually doing okay on feathers. Okay. Stone is a problem right now. I would very much like to have a mining post so we can start gathering stone. It will become a very, it's going to become a bit of a problem in time if we don't have access to stone. We don't need to prioritize this particular thing yet. We can just go out in the world and we can go and hire whoever we want and then assign their jobs later. But it might be nice to also have this thing set. Now, the problem here too sometimes is just finding that spot. And now that snapping part, I press down the thumbstick and it does the snapping or just smooth rotating. I definitely prefer smooth rotating so I can find those spaces like that where we can set this up. With this particular workstation, we can gather stone and ice for our region. And that in the future will matter a lot. Right now, ice doesn't matter at all to us. We are going to be too short on stone to finish this project. We'll get ourselves a start and then tell you what. Let's just go and let's go find things and we'll gather stone up as we go in the world. These open areas are easy to build into. And once we get to making the workstations, unfortunately, because we're so low on stone, it is going to stop us from making progress. Since we don't need a lot of stone, I'm going to gather up just a couple quick stones on the ground. If you want to get more and you want to be really stocked on arrows, head back to Sasogi because Sasogi has a lot of stone laying around. My goodness, I was really hoping we could find more stone easily around us, but we have really taken a lot of the things from our area. There we go. Now we got a couple. No, that's all tin. We have enough bronze for now. Speaking of which, we're going to go over to our skills. It is time. I do want to maximize our worker productivity training, but I also want to get traveler outposts in time. We'll get there. For now, at some point, it's going to matter to have this one since it feeds into another skill right here. Now, that's later on. So for now, let's take some stamina. In our Way of the Warrior, depending upon what you went with for your choice of weapon, if you're doing melee, then please go for quick attacker first and sprint attacker. This is a really powerful attack and it's very nice. It introduces you to the fight and throws them back a bit. But for us, since we're focused on archery, 30% more damage is a big deal. I'm going to throw my points into Way of the Monk because I really want to make sure that keeps leveling up every time I get a turn in for a quest. I want it to be huge amounts of experience. And I'm happy with getting more warrior experience because we know we're going to fight a lot in this game. Why not support that with more skill? All right, with this, we are struggling to find stone, mightily struggling. Well, if you're like me, you just realize that you don't really have a lot of stone around here. So I'm going to fast travel back to Sasogi. And what I'm going to do with this is we're going to make use of what Sasogi is good for, which is being a source of resources. Sasogi's got rock and stone sitting all over the pathways everywhere. So I'm going to gather up a bunch so that we are very set on our mission. I want to have 30 arrows easy so that if we get into a lot of fights, we are very set. I don't want that to be an issue where we start wandering around and then we have to deal with enemies and we get in a position where we don't have what we need to fight and we're doing a lot more running than we need to. So now here in Sasogi, it's easy to get a bunch of things. It's good. We're set. Now, while we're here, we're supposed to finish up our project. It may not be a bad idea for us just to get that done. We have a special project that has to be finished before the end of the season. I want us to get to our fast travels, but we did happen to come here, which means that while we're here, let's make use of the time that we spent coming here. So I'm going to tear down a couple buildings. We're going to need planks. So the purpose here is to gather up some planks so that we can make our special project that you remember we saw from last time, which is going to allow us to wrap up a lot of the work that we're doing for the people of Sasogi so we can get them back and thriving. They're going to end up moving into our village, which is really, really nice. We do still have a raid to consider in the future, and, honestly, a person to pay off in just a little while, but that's going to all work out just fine. Okay, with this, let us go and let us build that project, and then we are going to be very, very set. You can tear down those rocks with your pickaxe, and it will give you a nice collection of goods, and it will also help you have plenty of stone to finish your structures. I want to get this special project item up, and then we'll come back through to do that. Luckily, we built a hammer, although it does look like we're probably going to have to reconsider having more than one. We'll go over to basic structures, we'll go over to special project, and then we're going to run ourselves over here so we're in range of the project, and you'll see it marks it for us. It does not matter where you put this thing, as long as it's in the range. There we go. Now, we need to add resources, so hold down X, and then I'll hold X again, because it's two different types. We'll change types to planks, and then we'll add our resources. 18. Oh, I needed just a couple more. My bad. So with that, we'll go and we will, we have some options. We also need to get a bunch of logs. So I think that's not a bad idea. stones and logs. We have plenty of trees by us. Let's tear them down. And rather than running all the way back into Sosogi, which is a long ways at this point, we can build ourselves an adze and take care of this. Oh, my poor broken stuff. There we go. Let's make one of those, and then let's also make a stone adze. And let's make sure we equip it. I left my copper adze back at home. There we are. With that, we have the adze out. We're going to attack with it, and then we're going to attack with it again. Primary attack, that is the right bumper. And now we've made 3 planks. It's not as much as we could have gotten from our workstation, but that's okay. We just need 20. And then the next thing is we just need the logs to wrap this project up. 6 more to go. The tall tree is going to have 4 logs. The short trees are going to have 3 logs each. So if we do 2 of these, we'll be all set. Turns out I decided to go for the bigger trees, and I ended up with 2 extra logs. That's okay. Now, if you happen to go over to one of these trees, yes, you can chop them down, but it does say that you need a steel axe. Yeah, we may not be there yet, but we will be. Now that we have all of our logs, we are set. We're going to finish this project, and I'm going to tell you, do not assign a worker to this. You do not have to have a worker on it yet. You only have to have a worker at the end of the season. And that's a very helpful thing to know, is that you don't actually have to have the worker there the entire time, just at the end of the season when it's time to go across the seasonal divide. That's the only actual time it matters. I'm gathering up some of these stones because we need a bunch of it to make sure that our mining workstation is ready. I like to have workstations available for my workers. You don't have to. Again, it's all about, there's no you have to. It's just whatever and however you play through. It just makes sense to you, go for it. I do just want to have it available. Now, it does say our raid is happening tomorrow. We will pay them off before that. So we will need 100 coin, by the way. It does mean we have to start caring about our cash. It is sometimes helpful when you're mining to try to get 2 at once. And if you can strike it right, I get 2 hits for 1. And that's really handy. There we go. Let's go back to our place. And I know I need to repair some tools, so I'm going to gather up a bit of this before we go. We have got a whole axe to finish, and we also have a pickaxe that busted on us. It'll be nice to have a little extra copper. Okay, all set. We could also sell a little bit to Our Lady here if we wanted to make a little bit of coin. Also, in case we don't have enough coin to travel home, we have 20. That's not bad. We can make it. And then let's go wander the world and find all of the fast travel locations that we could need in due time. And with it, we'll be able to really ramp up our playthrough. And I'm running and gathering while we go, because why not? It's good to have extra resources, and since I'm running and I can hold down X, I can also gather up a freebie as I go. There we go. Let us fast travel home. Lakeside. Oh, we'll get to the raid shortly. You will note that, again, we don't want to pay off our raider until we are at the point where they're going to attack soon. We can drop everything off in here except for the bow. Those are going to be good for heating needs. As you recall, we do know that we have heating needs to take care of. And we also want to do a thing. Let's equip... Oh no. Let's press A rather than X and not use the thing to heal. Oops. Let's get ourselves going here. Alrighty, with that, we have all the stones we needed to make our arrows. Let's make our stack. I wanted to make at least 30, so let's do that. We're set. It will be automatically pulled from our inventory when we need it. I'm going to make another hammer just because I know that the next one, or we're going to break this one in the process of us building. There we go. And with that, we'll jump and our character will automatically climb, and we'll probably take advantage of that later. And of course we need planks, so we'll do that real quick. And we don't have to debark them because we are okay. We have so many logs now. This is the key of the key to our start. Make sure you have lots of logs so you can do this work and make it easy on yourself. I have over 100 planks. I think that's probably good enough, right? Let's jump up. And as you recall, it's really convenient to not have to use up a bunch of resources on a set of windows, especially when they really want to have a lot of windows in our mining building. Apparently, they are all about these windows. That is a significant amount of planks. We are cheaping it out, but most of our work is going to be done out in the open, right? Now, with all the stones we gathered, that's going to help us get the roof taken care of, and then our structures. Now, this one does come with a bed. Why not? It's free. It's a free bed. It's a free villager's space. Why not take it? I will say again, I don't love having all these structures in here. We'll take care of them. This is the one we want to have 2 of. We can only fit 2 in this one, unfortunately. We need to finish the stonemason station, and as you notice, 25 stone. That's a lot of stones. This is why we gathered up all the extra stone before coming back, is so that we could finish this workstation and just have it here and available. We can add a second stonemason station to this building in time. There we go. The building counts as finished when you have the key structures done. I want to take out my hammer and I want to demolish these general storages. It's sometimes helpful to have them, right? We don't have a tool storage and we don't need it. And while I didn't directly address this last time, you don't actually have to hurry up and get to the storages. It is not important. Let's go to furniture. We're going to go to production building furniture, go down to our mining post, and then we want that second mining workplace. There's only one place we can put it. You can see by the boxes. This seems to claim that you can put it in here, but no, it has to be here. So let's get that set. And with this, we'll have 2 possible spots where people can mine. There we go. And we can also, I'm going to hold down the right button, and I just want this thing out of the way. There we go. I could build a second stonemason station, but I'll be honest with you, we don't have enough stone to do it, and I don't want to waste my stone on that right now, since we need to make a couple of things. We need some more axes, and I want some stone pickaxes. In case I end up taking on a lot of extra villagers, I need to make sure that I have tools available for them to use. Now, at this point, it would be helpful for me to have had a general storage in easy access for me just to get into, but we will make do. We'll drop off all of the things that we aren't taking with us, and I do think it's probably worthwhile for us to fix those 2 up, since we might travel around and need them, right? So we'll go fix our axe. You could also I was distracted. I was like, wait, I have a bronze axe somewhere? You could also give these tools to a villager, and they'll produce 5% more. And that's nice, but it's not really going to make or break you. Now, I have a lot of tools that are just kind of sitting in my tool belt, and they don't need to be right now. There we go. Nice. From there, we'll drop off these things, and then, look at that. We got our next person for the night. And they're a miner. Of course they're a miner. I love it. That's great. Okay. Yeah, come live with us. Of course. Yeah, let's do this. That was awesome. Couldn't have asked for better. So let's go to villages. There. Oh, they need a tool, so we're going to manage job. And unfortunately for us, there we go. We'll take it out of our inventory. I don't really want that one. And then we'll go down to our new person. Let's assign them a home. And let's toss them in the mining post, since we already know they're a miner. We'll then assign them to that job, and we're going to gather up a ton of stone. You can be nice and happy with the amount of stone that we get out of this. Remember, we do not need to... 280 stone. That's awesome. And remember, we're not going to get ice yet, because it's not actually... Well, it's not winter time, so we can't gather ice yet, so we're not going to worry about it. But in time, he will be doing that work for us. With this, it might be nice to finish up some of our villager needs, but I'll tell you right now that we can do that later. So let's just get here, eat ourselves a snack, and let's do some map work. Hold in on the button to get to your map. We're going to place a couple key markers. This here is Segi Village. I can take you there over the map and show you how to get there, and it's nice, but I also want to make sure that you know how to do this. So I'm going to press A and drop a marker there. The other thing we want to do is we want to put a marker right around here for our other village here. And then this is the last one. We're going to put a marker up here, and these are the locations we're going to walk ourselves to. they're going to be places where we can fast travel to later, and places that we can get. That guy's excited, and places that we can get resources from. And with that being the case, it's time to travel. We'll bust out our short bow. We'll notice that it's not in prime shape, and that's the exact reason why we wanted to make sure we built a second bow. So with this, we're going to fast travel a bit. Well, no, we're going to run a bit, and I'm going to have it on fast forward so you can see where we go. I do want to note, you're going to run away from a lot of animals, and that's all right. By all means, don't get into the fights. You can see that's where we're going to fight later. We're going to take out the deserters in that giant mansion. We can clear that mansion out. It is considered a special project, and then you could build there. It's worth noting that that's a fun place to build a village at. So if you wanted to, you could plan to take on Segi as your next unlock area, and then plan to build your village up there after you do the special project to clear it. That requires a lot of work and a lot of time. So for me, I'm not going to do that. You'll see our markers showing up here, and a lot of the question marks on the map will help guide us as well. You don't have to gather these vegetables. I just want to do a couple of these as we go, just in case I didn't unlock the seed bag for it yet. We can jump across the river, and now here we are. This is one of the projects we have to do to unlock Segi. There is a person here who gives us a quest, and we're going to go talk to them. Nope, not her, but him. We're going to talk to the bowmaker. What do you do? Well, you're a bowmaker. Go figure. Hunting going on. Proper boar hunt? Yes. And I need a spear. You will need a bow. Okay. Now, we've got a quest from Fujichi. I want you to just have that so that as we go through the game, we can come back to that. We get some decent experience out of it. Here's the bell tower, our fast travel location. Now, sometimes, oh, and there's some of the new decoration types. It's a clay siding. We're going to go across this bridge here. There's other places we could go, but I want to show you a thing. Right here, there will be refugee camps. Maybe in your playthrough, there's a bunch of refugees here. That is a really handy place to pick up some free workers. Each of the villages has a chance of spawning a refugee camp, and that refugee camp will have a number of refugees that you can take on. It's really helpful, and sometimes you get lucky and you end up with a ton of villagers right away just from going to these different areas. Since we have Segi unlocked as a fast travel location now, that's going to really help us out because we are going to be able to come back here anytime, any season. Now, if you're getting lost at all, look on your map for those markers. We're going for that light green one right now. So if I get distracted or if I forget where I'm at, I can just look back on my map and aim my compass at it so I can get there. And again, you can be holding down the X button while we're running down this path and just getting rocks. It's always nice to keep your eye open for any POIs that show up. Doesn't look like anything really showed up here. Sun's about to rise. Now, do we need to keep gathering crow's nests? I don't know. It depends if you want to have arrows to shoot. So I'd say yes, but honestly, it's not a priority. Not a high priority anyway. When we see these trees, we know where we're at. And this is a large bridge construction project. Just for your reference, this region is unlocked once we finish that bridge. And then if you wanted to build here, you could get clay, ice, and premium conifer. That's about it though. You can get some mansion unlocks, but we aren't going to need that for quite a long time. I'm going to cross where I see that sand. That way I know that I'm crossing a space that is shallow enough for me to walk. And then this is Aratani. Honestly, probably the most important village you can unlock. We're also going to talk to a person here to begin the quest line. Hi there. Who are you and how is it that you stay up all night waiting for people to talk to you? We don't need to know the answer to that. But we do know that we have to get 50 wheat and we have to get 35 wasabi. Well, okay, we can do that. Hi there, sir. Whoa, awkward. Let's trade with you. Does he have wheat? Oh, yes, he does. Does he have wasabi? No, but I know where it's at. Okay. We don't have money, though. Oh, darn it. Well, tell you what, we'll be back. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but they can also make stone adzes and make you cash. All right, this is the fast travel location, and there's a really convenient small bridge project right over there that's not required for you to do yet, but it's always nice just to get it done with so that later on I have it done. From here, it is nice to finish this quest line up, but we don't have to rush. Our season ends at the end of this day. Okay. This person has what we're looking for. Wasabi. It doesn't cost a lot to get 35 of it. And tea is really awesome as well. Okay, with this, we have a lot of things we could do. You'll note that it says raid is expected tomorrow, and for you all, I'm guessing by now you're like, wait, the season's going to end before tomorrow, so how's the raid supposed to happen? And that's a really good question to have in your mind. It is going to happen before the season changes no matter what. So we have to deal with the raid before we change seasons. We're just going to pay them off and move on. We're now running up the hill. The marker for this one's a little tricky. I'm going to recommend that you don't aim directly at your marker and instead climb the hill here. Keep running up that hill. When you see the fruit trees over there on the left and your pathway starts to get a little bumpier, we're going to aim up. You're also going to start seeing bamboo trees, which you can chop down with any axe if you need bamboo. I'm not in a hurry to get more bamboo, so we're not too worried about it at this point in time. These are taro root. You can take them as they count as a vegetable, but keep in mind, we don't really need them, and they're not going to really do anything for us right now. This is the pathway we're looking for. There's a decent chance that there's a bear in front of you, or near you at some point here. Just move past it as best you can, and find a pathway that gets you to the top. We do not need to deal with a bear at this point in time. What we're here for, there it is. Now we can aim at our quest marker, well, our map marker, I'm sorry, and we'll just focus ourselves in on it. Let's get ourselves there. If you see the path will take you to the easier walkway up because there is a lot of rock around here, and this monastery is built on top of a beautiful locale. It does also mean that climbing up is tricky. You may recall I told you about refugee camps, right? Well, here's mine. I only got one, and I only got one refugee at the camp. You're a farmer at level 0. I don't love that level 0 idea. And he turned out to be from a neighboring village. Interesting. A compatriot. Well, there you go. It must be fate. Why don't you come live with us then? Let's go for it. Gladly, but where exactly would you go? We'll get him in one soon enough. We will get him in a home soon enough. Now, this person trades fun stuff, and if you want, you can buy cool things from him. Monk hat, but it looks different. Interesting. I love the monk armor, their monk clothes. It's awesome. And lanterns are great. We'll be building them in due time. Here's our fast travel location. We've done it. We're done. That's all we really needed to do in this entire thing was just get the fast travel location. At some point, we're going to need to reach Dynasty level 7, and we're going to talk to this gentleman up here. But for now, we're not there yet. Let's get ourselves back to home. And now that we have our fast travel location set, I really want to look at all the places we can go. I really want to get us in a point where we have coin and that we have all the structures we need to make sure that we are advancing to the degree that we should be able to. So with that, here we are. There's going to be a lot of busy work going on right about now. We have our mining camp. That's good. Well, our miner's workstation, right? We have ourselves a few things that we can work with. Let's go to production. We could build a hunter's hut. It will allow us to have a guard tower, which is good. This is a time where we can start thinking about what do you really want to have, and I'm going to really stress to you that the smithy is worth getting off the ground, or on the ground, as we could say, as soon as you can get away with it. Since we got iron early, and perhaps earlier than we were supposed to, we are in a spot where now we can do some pretty impressive things. So we're going to find ourselves a little spot for this, and we're going to build it. and I'm going to show you how we can solve almost every single problem we have with vast ease very, very quickly here. Now with this one, I'm going to wait a bit. I'm going to have you seeing what we're doing here, because there's a really convenient trick with some of these buildings where they want to have doors, and if you don't mind not having doors, you can switch this to an open entrance, and it costs you no resources at all, and it's also way easier to get into and out of. So, am I cheaping out my structures? Yes, I am. Should this place have windows because there's going to be a furnace in here? Yes, it should. If you don't care about having windows, just ignore the windows and make the regular walls. I'm going to make the windows this time. Why not? We're sitting pretty, and I'm starting to feel confident, so perhaps it's going to be hubris that'll get me later, but we can start affording to build things that are neat, and I don't want to come back and re-edit this thing. There it is. The roof is done, and this is the structure that does it all. Once we have this, we have effectively pulled ourselves out of early game and into mid game quite fast. Realistically, we should consider ourselves at mid game after we have access to better resources in a real sense. We're kind of pulling together iron as we're able. But look at that. We just gained some really powerful things. The legendary sets we aren't going to be able to do yet, but let's see here. Can we make a Tonto? This is worth it, honestly. I want a Tonto. Okay, this takes place of my knife. I no longer need to carry around the stone knife. It is way better than the stone knife could ever dream of being. It is worth it. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to make others, and we're going to go to the cooking pot and realize it costs us coin, and then we're going to decide that it's time to make cash. Okay, we need to save enough iron that we can make that thing. It's going to cost us at least 10, and then what we're going to want to do, we could... these are decent. I'm kind of just looking around for things that I can make and sell. You know what? Let's find out how much the Tonto is worth, coin-wise. We can always make stone adzes, but right now the stone kind of matters for me. I'm building a lot of structures, and I don't want to have to waste my stone on things that I'm just selling. Hi, guy. This thing is worth 80. That's not worth the amount of resources that I paid, but I will still sell it. That stone knife is worth 8. I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, we're going to want to find a bunch of sticks and stones and just make a bunch of adzes and be done with it. Actually, we'll do one better. We know we have access to a lot of logs, and we also know that we can easily make a ton of planks. Let's do one better and save ourselves the time of going to get more rock. And instead, let us make some things out of planks and know that we can sell those off as well. We also need to have a number of planks to build more structures, so why not take the time and make this? Once we get to a point where we are ready to assign workers in a chain, we're going to start gaining free planks. We'll go down to farming, and our shovel is worth a decent amount of coin, and our hoes are also worth a decent amount of coin. Okay, made a few hoes, made a shovel, and we can check with our negotiator on how much that's going to do for us. The shovel is not worth as much, and they cost the exact same amount of resources. It's only a difference of about 40 coins, but it's worth it in the end just to go with that. This may be worth more coin, but honestly, for the amount of resources you're spending to do it, it's not worth it. Isn't it helpful that we have this guy just sitting here supplying us with a way to get more coin? I mean, I really appreciate that guy. Okay, we'll go to others, and we're going to go to our cooking pot. We're going to purchase it. And then it takes only 10 iron to make. And that just did a lot for us. Not only did it get us to our Dynasty level 7, which is what we can do to get a iron alarm bell. Okay. But it also got us to a point where we have a cooking hearth. Now, I'm going to upgrade this one. So let's take out our hammer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change type. We're going to press Y. And then, oh, look at that. We're short on stone, and that is unfortunately the problem we have right now. You can rename your house, it turns out. I don't want to do that just yet. I'm going to find a couple stones real quick and then we're going to get ourselves building this thing because it is really, it's where we want to go next. Nice. Now we've got some stone. Let's upgrade this workstation. Change the type. And now we have a cooking hearth. Yes. And now we can have a cooking hearth workstation. Fantastic. When we do this, let's press X to cook. And let's look at some of our new options because now we can make cooked rice. Well, let's just craft one. Just so you can see what the difference is here. That's 24 village needs. That's much better than what we're getting away with for some things. It's not the cat's meow that it used to be. It used to be a way bigger deal. We can also start making beverages. This one's okay for making beverages. We can make better veggie meals. This one is the go-to. Beans and veggies, yes, indeed. And then we can also go fish meals. Check that out. Fish and edible mushroom. And it's a 1-to-1. We'll craft a couple of these. I'll see you in just a moment. Let's craft a few of these. We have fish already, right? Okay, I may have decided to make a little too many. Let's slow down here. Jeez. All right, but what that's going to do for us is make yourself at home there, buddy. Is we're going to drop this in there. That cooked rice, it's really not what it used to be. Cooked rice used to be the go-to, just like make it. It was 40 villager needs, and it costs nothing. The fact that our fish meals cost 1 and 1, that's really, really great. So now here we are sitting on this. Could you take your fish meals and sell them? They're only worth 8. So not the best for that. Oh, and here we are under legend. We did just gain a level here. We do want to take this. And again, do you need to go through every one of your villagers? And do you need to upgrade the amount? Yes, unfortunately you do. So yeah, you gotta raise these ones up again. Sorry to say, but whenever we take that point, we have to go through here and manually change it. But the good thing is, we go back to our village. Meals, 999. Nice. The only thing we're struggling with is heating, and we can take care of that shortly here. We probably don't need this person to be working here anymore, since we already have enough mushroom, so let's not worry about that anymore. So with them being unemployed, let's get them a different job. What's something we really need? Well, I would say that the thing we need the most at this point in time is... I wouldn't mind more stone. I am all about us not having to worry about this in the future, and we're about to take care of all of the needs that we could ever have for maintenance pretty soon here. We have 2 fishermen. We're going to change one of them. Oh, sorry. Be sure that you're going through, make sure you're getting all of these changed, and then let's make sure that let's keep you working on fish. 101 fish, that's just great. Now, let's change this job. Actually, no, let's manage this job. We're going to click here and we're going to change this to fish. Now, we can take 48 fish and 48 water and make 60 oil for 2,700 heating needs. We are done solving our heating need issues. It is good to go. So we are not going to be worrying about heating for quite some time. Fish is the solution, and it does the job so very well. Oil is the way to go. In the summertime, we can do canola for oil, but honestly, the fish oil is going to take us through this for quite a while. There we go. 2, 3, 4. And lastly, we have this worker here. He's a farmer. I know that we can make another field since we got that gobo bag from one of our other quests. So let's make a field real quick and give him a job that relates to his skill. Let's do a land field. We have plenty of sticks. You place your field wherever you like. I am noticing that this is kind of not the best area. I'd like to have made it 35, so unfortunately, we'll have to take out the axe and clear this place out a bit. These trees count as blocking. Any tree that has to be chopped down counts as blocking the territory. So we'll tear them out. Now, with that, if you want to make it more organized and make it make more sense why your farm fields are in certain spots, then this is the time to start doing that. Since now we're kind of just getting settled into our village and considering it permanent. I'm only going up to 35 because I have not seen indications that it goes higher than 35 for your workers. Not yet, anyway. So I'm going to click on this person now. We need a home for them. It looks like we have a lot of homes available, right? Because we built that house, 4 beds to it. Let's assign a job and make sure that they are set. It's going to be our last one because the most recent one's always at the bottom. We have another soy bag. Let's do gobo. That'll get us veggies, and that helps us do some of our other meals. I'll be honest with you, I'd rather that it was a rice field. The reason I'm not doing a rice field right now is that I know I don't have the coin to do it. Okay, we are going to double check our status here. Meals are great. Heating is great. Beverages are great. We're at maintenance now. We're going to have maintenance taken care of in no time. Is it a point where we can start taking on more workers and do other jobs? Yeah, it is. I'm going to say that at this point, what I would normally do is I would make myself another workstation for woodworking. This is the kind of thing that I tend to like to have a lot of workstations for. I want this to be constantly driven and easy to get, and I don't want to have to work at getting logs. And since we're in the area where there are paper trees, we're going to end up using this workstation all the time. Throughout the game, we're always going to need access to the woodworking stations in this area. So let's do that. And speaking of which, we are nearing the end of the season. It is time for us to solve our pre-season checkup, which is we need to have our special projects ready to go. All the supplies need to be in them. We need to be in a spot where we can assign workers to those jobs at the point where we are done making our goods for the day. And we want to make sure that we've gotten all the villagers that we want. Now, a little tip for you. Let's make sure we get our workstation set up here. A tip for you while I make this workstation. You can take on any number of villagers at any point you want to, as long as you have beds available. If you don't have beds available, then that whole refugee departing thing, they'll ultimately leave, but honestly, you have a little bit of leeway. You have a little time on that. If we look at the time of day, it's early afternoon. I have time. If I wanted to take on more of these people here, and I just want to go get them and have them actually do work for the day, I could. I also could wait. And instead of taking them on right now, I can wait until my villagers produce their goods for the day. I could then take them on after my villagers have consumed their needs for the day, all of the stuff that we've just taken care of here. And I could make it so that I took them on after all of the needs were taken care of, which means they cost me nothing for this day. They don't produce anything for me, but they don't cost me anything either. So I don't have to worry about maintenance, which is unfortunately my next major need. We are not going to have trouble with maintenance because we have workers making stone or getting stone for us right now. And we're going to use those stones to make chiseled stone. And that's going to solve all the problems we have. So what could we do with our time? Honestly, I think it's time for us to make a little more money. We know we get lots of logs, so there's no harm in us going here and just making a bunch of wooden hoes, selling them to this guy over here. And then let's go wrap up a couple quests, and let's also make sure that we have our special projects completely set. I made so many that I dropped one on the ground, so I think we're good. This is a good time for you to think about, is there anything that is seasonal that you want to keep getting? Like, is it important for us to consider that we want to make more soy? Should we get more soybeans? I mean, that's a thing we could do. Notice how when we sell, we get Way of the Monk experience. That's really helpful. Okay, there we go. That's wonderful. I kind of want to get another rice field, because rice is the most important thing, aside from water, in this game. And historically, that is true as well. Alrighty. We got a bunch of coin. What are we sitting on right now? 399. That's beautiful. Let's go to Aratani, and I'll show you how we can solve a lot of our problems with money, unfortunately. Or fortunately, however you want to look at it. There we go. For some reason, I couldn't get the controller to acknowledge it was on there. Here we go. We have that trader. There's a farming trader here, and you'll remember that we needed to get wheat So let's buy some wheat. We only need 50. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on it if you don't want to, but honestly, it costs you basically nothing. I'm tempted, honestly, I always do this. It's only 17 coin, and I might as well have the rice. Honest, this 12 coin for 100 soybeans, oh my goodness, why not? Are there other seed bags we could think about? Ooh, these cost more, but they're so worth it. In time, they're worth it. If you want to do your own farming, he's got the tools for it right here, which is nice. I am going to buy this seed bag. It's really worth it. Maybe we don't need it yet, though. We don't need it yet. Let's go over here. There should be an herbs trader. Hey there. Now, we want the wasabi. So let's buy it. We'll buy 50. Why not? And you also notice that there's a lot of other stuff you could buy here for the cheap, right? Like, these things are so cheap. And getting tea leaves for tea is nice. Why not? Now we have access to getting a tea seed bag. All we need to have is our Tailor's workshop. Let's talk to this person. Here's the crops. Yeah, we definitely grew that. Now we're supposed to go talk to a refugee. We can do this quest now if we want to. You don't have to. And here are some gardens that you can pick from if you'd like to. It doesn't count against you. But I am going to go do this quest line just so that we are advancing here and getting things done. Why not? We have time. Let's use the time. And this will pay off later on as we get a bunch of Dynasty experience out of this later on. There's a camp over there. I'm not certain. I don't really want to fight him. So instead, let's go in here and enjoy the rain. We're going to stay away from fights just because why rush into it? Or talk to her.
Hi.
I heard that this guy roughed you up. Not a good person. Okay, now we can go back. And then we've got a whole storyline that we're going to continue on with as we go. And it's nice for us to have completed this particular part of it since now we don't have to run out here later to go track her down. We can just fast travel to this town. Alright, in order for us to continue on the theme of really leveling up our playthrough, you'll notice I am choosing not to get a worker before the end of the day. I mean, it is afternoon. I'm going to choose to avoid it at this time. We know we need 5 workers for one of our special projects. We know we need 1 worker for the Sosogi Bridge project. And I'm going to help us by telling you that this project right here is just really nice to get done right away. Let's take out our hammer. Now, we may not have a log on hand, but let's craft ourselves a basic structure, special project. Let's place it, and then we'll notice that we are not having sticks, we are not having logs, but we are here in a place that has sticks, and we have an axe, which means we can have logs, and nobody's going to complain if we chop down trees in their village, which is convenient for us. All right, I chopped down 2 trees just so we could have it. Now we'll finish this thing up. There we go. Now we're supposed to add some resources. Don't have enough logs yet. So what we can do is, let's take and, we need 40 planks, and we need 15 more logs. We'll chop down a bunch of trees for the logs here. It's easier that way. But the planks, let's fast travel home. We do have to take care of that guy soon enough. Let's get in the goods box here. Drop our stuff off. And while we're here, let us go and find some planks. We needed 40, so let's take 40. That's going to be 2 stacks. And then I'm seeing that I have a bunch of deciduous logs. I'm going to take... Can we fit 15? Yeah, easy. Okay. Then let's go here. Let's fast travel back to Aratani. And now that's it, right? Now we have another special project that we can finish across our seasonal divide. And we'll make the best use of our workers. I don't want to get to a population of 11 because I just don't want to deal with maintenance yet. I am good with the amount that we're producing. I think we're in a good place. We'll add our resources. There it is. We just need 3 workers. Okay. That being the case, it took us 40 planks to take care of this one. If you remember from the last video, then you already know how many planks we need to finish the small bridge project in the Central Plains. I don't remember, which is entertaining, and I'm sure I could look it up, but it is one of those things where I know that that one cost me 40, so the chances are that this one costs 40 as well. So we'll make a few planks. Got 42 of them. And we're going to go here and we're going to gather up some logs. Hey, hi there. Thanks for that. This guy just makes himself right at home, doesn't he? Well, let's take all of these. We'll take all of those too. Now, we are out of logs, which is a real bummer. But luckily, we have workers who are on it. You are in my way, my guy. Now, the next thing we could do is size up where's the fastest route. Like, what's going to get us to this area faster? I can travel this way to get there and hunt while I'm going. Iwasaki appears to be closer. So let's do, instead of doing the fast way, let's actually hunt, because one of the quests we have right now is to gain fur. Now you notice I didn't try to solve the problem of getting fur by buying fur. Fur is expensive, and it is not the best to have to purchase. Instead, we will hunt for fur. And we have this area, and it's convenient, because we have tons and tons of huntable things here. If we take this route up this roadway, I am avoiding the camp that spawns over there. It generally shows up. I don't really want to get into a fight. I want to be able to hunt. There we go. Deer. Now, if we wait until this guy slows down to a stop, we might be able to get a headshot and save ourselves an arrow or two. Stamina's dropping. There we go. And I don't think I got a good shot there. There we go. That was a good shot. Ooh. I tell you what, that was rough. We'll chase this thing down. Hopefully not running into bandit camps in the process. That's it. And then, you remember that Tonto we took with? A Tonto counts as a knife as far as skinning is concerned. It is also a very good weapon. It does decent damage. It's incredibly fast. And ooh, look at those guys. They were trying to take me out. The fact that they're thugs is very convenient for us. If you want to get into a little bit of trouble, take the time to take these guys out. If you don't want to get into a little bit of trouble, don't do it. When you have an archer, please make sure that you're stepping sideways. With this guy, we do not want to get him too close. The knife is fast and does a decent amount of damage. When we're running, I can quickly draw and shoot. And then, if we wanted, we can even take out the... Oh boy. I will say on a controller, it is way slower trying to gather things, or trying to switch weapons. I'm just not fast at it yet. Our friend up here has been hit once by an arrow, so he should have lower health. We'll come back up here, gather up some of our arrows that we shot, and see if we can get the drop on him. There it is. So we just finished our production for the day, and we need to go wrap up that bridge project. We need to do it before the end of the day. Ooh, come on now. I know, right? Hot sunny day. Ooh, nice shot, buddy. Oh, no. Yeah, we don't want to get shot by arrows, right? There we go. We'll dodge. Ah. Hey, that's my face. We'll do some bobbing and weaving. Oh, look at you go. Now, I will say, if you really want to, if you want to take out your knife, you can just book it right towards them, and they have to switch weapons, which is a convenient time for you to hit them a bunch. All right, we'll gather up that stuff. Let's take some loot. That's okay. That stuff takes care of a need later on. Okay, with that, did we do as much hunting as we could have? Not really. That wolf down there could become a good target. Oh, wow, that was awesome. The good thing about wolves is that they tend to come right to you. And that means that they show you their face the entire time they're coming at you. And you can get a lot of headshots on them as they're approaching. As soon as you hit any animal with an arrow, they slow down, and that allows you to pick them off. This mine here has iron in it, so by all means, if you want to get a little extra iron, good thing to do. I'm not going to hunt foxes. I don't know. They have a special place in my heart, even though they're a real problem. We have had foxes take out our chickens, so I'm not a huge fan of them damaging our things, but as an animal's considered, I don't know. I just don't choose to take them out. And here's our project. Now, we don't have enough logs, and we know it. And if you have an enemy camp here, then you're going to be clearing that camp here. Otherwise, we're just going to go here. We're going to add our selected resources. And we'll switch over to planks because it didn't automatically do it for us. And it looks like we're just short some logs. So let's chop down a couple trees and get ourselves in a spot where we're good to go. Now, since we got injured, we could think about healing our character. And we do have that healing balm here. That would definitely heal us up. I'm just going to let healing happen over time. Our character naturally heals, and that's convenient. If you have fast travel locations right now, you could use them here and just have it as a... You could just place it down, but honestly, we aren't going to come back here. Once we have this done, once we have this project completed, I'm not going to see myself here probably ever again in the game. We're just going to build this project, finish it, and move on. Jumping. There we go. Add our resources. 2 to go. All right. That last tree we took down was really the one we should have taken down before. Look at that. Done. Now, while we're here, you could assign the workers to it if you want to. Press X, and then just choose any of our workers. It does not matter. It is not important who they are. It doesn't matter what skill set they have. It doesn't matter where they come from or what village you're assigning them from. You just need to assign them. Now, the next thing we need to do is we're in jobs. It automatically dropped us here. Oh my goodness. I don't know why it keeps doing this jumping around thing. Goodness. All right, let us get out of here. We'll come back into it. Not sure why it was doing that. Let's go to jobs. There we go. Now let's get ourselves down to the Sosogi one. We need 1 worker here. Let's assign it. Boom. Now let's go back. And you may remember we also had Aratani. So let's assign 3 workers here. 1, 2, 3. That's how many villagers it takes to get to the completed project. Okay, that's it. We have all of our projects. We're good. We have 1 worker who's doing 1 job other than that. And honestly, if I had to pick and choose, I would actually have my person work this job, though I don't actually think they produce anything on the Season of the Vibe. There we are. Our village needs are not in a good spot in the sense that nobody's producing beverages, so let's go back home and we'll wrap our time here up. We're going to go back overland again, as I wouldn't mind getting a little extra hunting in to see if we can get some of that fur before our next season starts. And let's see, do we have any things we can unlock? I do think Sprint Attacker is really worth your time. It's really nice. Let's see, your parrying abilities. Yes, we do want to be able to parry, so that's a big deal. And it's doing this thing where I can go the way of the leader and that one, and I can't get the way of the monk. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Random issues are happening. We'll come back at it. There's a deer. Ooh, now it's got a star above its head. It's going to have more experience. I'm sorry. It's going to have more hit points, and it's also going to give us more goods. Conveniently, it was showing us its face, so that was really handy for us. There you go, a rare deer. Now it came with more items, which is good. And more items means more fur for us to get us done with this quest line. Alrighty, with this, I'm going to do a fast forwarding journey home. I'll see you there. We'll put that idea for us. I like it. But I also just heard about the chase so on. And welcome back home. Okay, it's time to pay off the negotiator because we can't go across the seasonal divide until we do. What do you want for it? 100 coins. There's the money. Bye. There we go. And it gives us a little flip over. And now we're here. And now, if there were any villagers you wanted to take on, any refugees who had skills you wanted for your village, you're going to want to rush out and get them before the end of the season. I don't have any that I really care about, and I'm not worried about them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to feed my character because he's dying. Oops. There we go. Let's eat a little bit, right? We'll drop off our goods in the general storage, and then we'll advance our season. Now, you could have sold your last little bits of things to that guy to get done with it, but now let's move on. So we're going to hold down Y. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on X. And let's advance to summer. We know we've already assigned all of our workers. We're going to wait here. We should see a cutscene for every finished project, which means we should see one for the first bridge in Sasogi, one for the Central Plains Bridge, and then one for our bridge in Aratani. So we should see 3 cutscenes. I'm going to hold down the button to skip. You go ahead and see them if you want. That's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Now, if you chose to do a different project, then you saw a cutscene for other things. There we go. Congratulations. We are at a great spot now. The next good thing that we have going on is that since we're far ahead in our villages, we should start seeing higher level people. Speaking of which, a level 7 forager. Wow. You go ahead and come live with us because honestly, yeah, your skill set is definitely needed here. So let's take this person on. And we've taken control of the Central Plains region. That's kind of awesome because now we have access to a few things. Let's sort that out as soon as we get this set. Now, none of our people have jobs. Remember that we assigned them to special projects last time around, so that's why they don't have a job. I'm going to assign her to the well because, as you recall, the well counts as a forager job. Now, this simple well is not good, and we are going to want something better than this as soon as possible. But I mean, we're getting 200 water from her. That's great. We did just take on our 11th person, which means maintenance is now an issue. And if you'd like, we can solve that problem right now. Let's go ahead and assign our job. Let's take care of this, and let me show you that this is really nothing to worry about. We're going to Stonemason Station. We're cooking on this. Ooh, hold on. We need to unlock something. So let's go and unlock that. Then we're going to assign our workers. These people now have quests. We can do little jobs for them and help them out. Okay, let's craft, and we want to craft that one. We need a chisel. Oh, well, dear me. Tell you what, one of the best things about having a smithy already is that we can make the chisel, and that's going to help a lot. So we'll go to other, we're going to go to tools, and we'll make a chisel with 1 iron and 2 sticks. Tell you what, while we're here, I think it might have been better for us to make a couple of them. My goodness. It might also be worthwhile for us to investigate how much does a chisel sell for? Because if a chisel turns out to sell for good money, then that's a solution to one of our biggest problems, which is let's get extra coin. Alrighty. I'm going to put 2 of them in there because we do want to check it out. Now, let's check a couple things out while we're doing this as well. We do need to get our workers assigned. He's in the water field, but he's level 2 farmer. That's good to go. Is he maximized? That's as much as he can do. Okay. Well, let's go back to our person who's going to work in our stonemason station. Let's go to this job, go to chiseled stone. Now, there we are. 1,056 maintenance needs from 1 worker, and all it took was a bunch of our stone. This is why we did the work to have the stone. This is why we did all of that right off the bat. Our heating needs are taken care of. Our beverage needs are taken care of. Our meals is our biggest issue. And honestly, it's about to stop being an issue. So we've got a person who's a cook. Yes. Yeah, Akko. Let's assign a new job for you. And what we want to do is we actually want to get ourselves a workstation for her. Can we change this? We take out our hammer, and then let's change the type to a working. Oh, it's going to require us to get rid of a pot or make a new one. Make a new one, please. Keep that workstation as one that you can use. Don't get rid of the, if you put a new iron pot over the top of that, then the iron pot we put there originally is totally wasted. Let's just make one cooking pot. We can also do this with a campfire as well. And then let's go into one of our other houses, since we do have other houses, and let's make that the workstation. Here we are. Let's change that type to a workplace. Now, that only costs us a pot, which is good. We'll go in here and get Akko to become our village chef. Let's assign that job. It will be at the bottom of the list because it's the newest. And now, as you recall, our simple fish meal that is just mushrooms and fish is the cheapest thing we've got right now. One fish, one mushroom equals a lot of food. We're now set. Heating is good because, I mean, we have 2,000 to go. The oil does a great job. At this point in time, we're sitting rather well, and we're going to go gather more people up, and we're going to continue to level up our village, and we're going to build more structures, and we're going to have so much more that we can do. So let's do this. Something I really want to point out, since I was watching one of my videos and double checking things, and I was like, what's that little line right there? Which you're seeing the arrow to in the video now. That's the marker that shows you the exact moment in which when things are produced during the day. How did I not notice that until literally right now? Anyway, so there you go. That's a great way for us to know how much time we have left in a day. Speaking of which, we've got points to spend and we've got people to assign. So let's do that. I think the next thing that we really want to do, these are nice. The barter deals where you can get traders who are in your village. It is nice because that's you getting cash from traders. I find traveling outposts is going to pay off sooner for me since this allows me to fast travel anywhere on the map, and I'm probably going to go start getting into trouble at some point here. Now, we are at the next level. Here, we need more points to get to what I'm looking for, which is this. So I'm still going to keep it up with Hard Worker. And that is good for me because that is what I do the most of, running and doing. And again, stamina. It's great for everything, right? It'll help you with everything. We do more actions. We can do more work. We can do more things. I'm not going to spend it here, though, since we already have. And I don't mind a point in more craftsmen, as we could use more. Now, it is a new season, so now we do need to make note of the fact that our farming is different now. When we go here, let's just make sure that we are still making rice and that we are good. And we still have our person who should definitely be assigned to their job here. Now, I'm not ready to start assigning this person to getting paper logs yet, since we're a long ways off from us actually getting access to anything like a... We're not really at a point where we can get access to paper logs yet and do anything with it, although it does turn into premium deciduous logs, so it is worth considering. This person is going to be our processing person as well, so tell you what, maybe it's time for us to get into that. How do we get free resources? So let's get our people assigned. Now, I do have a land field here. You will note that gobo can be done in the summer, but we're done with soy farming. So for now, and reluctantly, I will say, I will assign gobo, just because we need something, and I don't want to miss out on us having that. We do still need to have our fishing people fishing. It is useful to get fish, because we obviously make meals out of it, and we will be for a while making meals out of fish. It is still going to be effective all the way until later in the game. It is entertaining to see how effective these people are in their jobs and how quickly they learn. We can still do oil if we want to. It is going to eat up our water situation though, and that will become an issue over time. Our smelter, honestly, probably better off being somewhere in a job where we can just get more resources. I honestly don't need a lot of things right now. We already did the palm leaf thing, so we're going to add something more here. We could do feathers. Honestly, that's not... Ooh. Nope. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. We don't want them to do a job that's wasted and useless. In that being the case, it's never a waste to have a person in a woodcutter's hut. That's just always good. Because now what this allows me to do is this allows me to say, I want my level 4 person here gathering logs. Let's get our other person working on the ads. If we're gaining 41 logs here, we should be okay with the other. Now this person is a forager. I want a second well because I don't want to be behind in water. That will be a thing in time. We're going to go ahead and keep ourselves on a good track with stone though. And now I moved on to our next person here, who I'm also going to throw into the job of gathering more logs in this region. And that's Sayori. She's level 3. This does completely change things for me as far as my woodworker is concerned, so I am going to change their job. And instead of working here and doing this, we're going to manage that job. We're going to disrupt what we were doing. Take this and we're going to say, no. And we're going to go down and say, we want to make conifer planks. I want this person to produce freebies for me. So now, the cool thing here is, this person is going to take 42 logs and turn them into planks. But the funny thing is that because of the tool, I'm actually getting 5% logs for free. They're taking in logs, but because the tool gives them a bonus, it's as if they're getting free logs out of the deal, which turns into actual factual free logs, literally. They are using logs that don't exist to make planks, and that's definitely freebies. So we want to get our tech up. Noticing that copper axe is there and that our ads is giving us a 5% benefit, I want more. They are doing work in the field. This is work we can do. I will take you through how to do that if you're interested. It is a new season, which means it's time for us to care about that. It is also time for us to care about how much money we have. And we have 196 coin. We need a trader, and we need to do so fast. I want to make a lot of coin, and I want to make that coin as quickly as possible. Let's go to Sosogi, and let's take on Toshichi. Since we haven't taken him into our village yet, there's no reason why we can't bring him into the fold and have him be a part of things. While we're here, we'll check with Chiome and see if she's got anything worth selling. And then we can continue on and start earning more cash. Serious happy about the bridge? Yes, indeed. Hey, glad to help out. And now we're supposed to go meet a... It'll be entertaining. He's going to say, not much charcoal left here. Well, actually, there's a whole bunch. You want to join us? The answer is yes. We would always want Toshichi in our village. Aside the fact that he's a craftsman. It's okay. And it's not the best. But it is Toshichi. And come on, he's a part of our whole process here. We can't leave him behind. Alrighty. I'm seeing that now we need to start thinking about the next beds, right? Now we need to start thinking about another house. We need to start thinking about what we are up to here. Now, I don't love having a craftsman because I don't need them. So unfortunately for me, it's going to be a whole lot of these people. We are at the point where, honestly, I don't see why I wouldn't at least start gathering paper logs. So we're just going to start gathering paper logs. I'm going to let him be the one who does it. Let's begin it. There's no reason why I can't start building that future up now and why I can't start thinking about how that will be in our village. It does feel early because we are not even at Dynasty level, what are we at? Dynasty level 8, and we are not anywhere near getting the paper crafter, but that doesn't mean we can't have logs waiting for us in anticipation of that. And that's where our money is going to become a non-issue. Here we go. We're going to talk to her. And I want to see here is, there it is. That's how I'm going to make the cash. Yep, that's definitely the way. And that's going to be a way faster than what we were doing before. I want another rice bag, for sure. And I also need something that's more seasonal. So there's a couple rice bags here. We have a bunch of fur in our village. We could make our own seed bags, but right now it really feels like we should probably just deal with the fact that we can make money faster than we can produce the fur. We can go hunting, obviously. That's an option as well. And that is definitely on my list of things to do. We do have a quest line that takes us into that, and we should definitely follow through with it. But for now, let's get ourselves going back, and we're going to make a few more of those chisels. And that's going to help us just kind of bump up a bit. Entertainingly, we're also at a really convenient spot where We can, I mean, you will get tired of me saying this. Do what you want to do. You should be having fun. And if you are feeling like you're rushed, then you are not having fun. Make sure that you are. We want to make sure we're doing the things we want to do in this game. I want to conquer this area, so I'm aiming for that. I can get a lot more iron. You notice that, oh, raid points. There we go. Maybe it's time for us to deal with that situation. It seems to me that we are kind of sitting on a problem here. Let's get that over with. Let's adjust to our problem. We need a hunter's station so we can build our first guard area. Now, it looks like the day is closing in. I kind of actually want to get raided, and I'm not going to lie, that might seem weird, but I honestly do kind of want a raid to happen because I want that free seller to show up. Now, I don't need it because we have fast travel locations, but he is a really convenient guy to have around. I mean, he's right there in your village, and you can sell right to him. Oh, my dude. You can't build over other humans, turns out. There we go. Alrighty. Let's build this one up, and we can also build a tailor's hut, which is nice. This one will be the best for us to go for now, since this allows us to get our guard tower set. Not a literal guard tower, but it does come with its own guard tower, you can see on the left, and that'll allow us to get this done. I'll meet you at the end of this. You know my standard process. I'm going to probably have to make more planks. I'm probably going to change the windows to not being windows because, you know, honestly, it's a lot of resources saved. And I'll probably end up making a couple of these open. Oh, can't walk on steps that don't exist. Where's your powers of the mind, sir? There we go. Empty entrance. And, of course, empty entrance, because who needs doors? Not in this village. Not in this village. At the amount of times I've broken hammers, I gotta tell you, I gotta recommend to y'all, just whenever you're building, just build another hammer while you're at it. It's always a need for another hammer. I cannot believe that I didn't notice that timer for the longest time. And it is so helpful because I can see we're almost at the end of the production day, and I really want to get this done so we can have a worker. This place is so crowded, honestly. I tend to get rid of these storages. I really feel like this is too much. Like the storages are all on top of each other. It's just, it's not, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. These are our first guard station. Well, this is our first guard station. Boom. There we go. What am I doing? I don't want that. Okay, now, we're nearing the end of the day. As I recall, the amount of times that I do those trigger marks wrong. My goodness. We had we never took on our person who was a guard. That's what happened. Yup. Okay, that's okay. We've got Toshichi working this job, but we can change it. We don't have to have him here. We can add him into the guard station. Let's do that. We're going to focus on melee weapon, as I believe it's a multiplier of 1.15. That's not bad. Where's our bronze-clad Kanobo, though? I was hoping that was in there. It's a 1.4. I think we're going to get rid of that out of our inventory. We have a Tonto now. So I'm going to press X to fastly switch it over. We'll go back in here, and then I will click the wrong thing again. And then we'll go into here, and let's go back to that job. That Bronze Clan Kanobo, that has a much better multiplier. And remember, we can pull things out of our inventory. 1.4, that's a good multiplier. Well, it's better than we have. Ooh, but look at that. We're still not over the raid. Although, it says none. Okay. I mean, my bad. Let's try this. It says raid points are 1,175, but there's a raid chance of none. Okay. Our security must be doing some real good stuff right now. We're going to assume that we're good. Okay. We're gold. Now we have security taken care of. That need will make it so that you won't get raided. You have to have more points than there are raid points in your area. I didn't think we had enough. Let's talk about seasonality briefly as we go to Aratani real quick. Let's go to Aratani as fast as the wind. And let's do that so that we can get a few things. I'm going to make a few chisels. We don't need to go all ham with these because the Tonto is probably worth more. But sometimes sellers run out of cash and they can't afford to buy the things you're trying to sell them. So I don't want to lose that. And it's iron ore of 3 to 1 plank. Let's deal with this as it is. There it is. And now let's travel to Aratani again with the swiftness of the wind, as we want to see if we can get somebody farming something that is more seasonally appropriate before we get too far. I would love to have another rice field. Honestly, that's where we really should be at. It should be a high priority right now to make a rice field. I am choosing to do this priority because I want to show you the different seasonalities and make sure that we're doing something seasonally appropriate. Okay, this is a summer only thing. That's a big deal. We want that. This is summer only, but you're going to need to do this in a different field. There we go. That's the one I want. Okay, let's sell a Tonto. 80? Really? No, I think I'd rather do this, because that's 1 copper. Nah, I'm sorry, 1 iron. Yeah, 1 iron. No, I'll definitely do that. I want to get that. And now immediately I want to go in here. I'm going to go to Dynasty, go to Population, find my field that I know will produce the most, manage that job, and then we're going to change that to flax farming as rapidly as possible. Boom, done. Nice, we're good. Okay, we also, now let's see here, 300, yeah, we're gold. We will also get that bag of canola. We can make these, right? Like, that's an option too. We do have that option. But I want to have, I don't tend to grow my herbs as they're too cheap to buy. I honestly just don't see a reason to buy them simply because they're super cheap to buy. I think we're going to keep this Tonto as a backup in our inventory and not sell it, since the chisel is clearly the superior choice for making cash. It is 1 iron and 1 stick to get us nearly 60 coin versus the Tonto, which is around 80, but it's 3 iron, which is not working out well for averaging out. That being the case, oh, look at that. We got ourselves some actual factual peasant clothes. Boom. Look at those duds. Yes. Okay. We're going to go back to Lakeside now that we have that solution set. We're making flax because we're going to make cloth, and that's going to make us some coin as well. Speaking of which, day's about to end. I don't need a tailor. I'm just going to make a hammer because I can, honestly. And then let us check to see where we're at. We have people working. We have everything set. I just don't love this organization of the village. It's on the back of my mind constantly that I don't love how the village looks right now. And by all means, this is not something that needs to be a priority for you, but I did sit here and tell you that you should play the game the way you want to. And I do want to take a moment and just say, hey, if you want your village to look better and you don't want to just kind of run around and be doing all the quest lines all the time, you should do that. So I'm going to take that moment, and by all means, this is a really convenient spot for you to skip to the next part, and go for it. If you want to get back into the action, I am going to just get my village in a spot where I happen to like how it looks. I'm tired of it looking kind of haphazard here. So I want to clear out some trees here. I do want like a village center. I want to have it aimed towards our fishing huts. I want this to be kind of more organized and not feel like I just threw houses wherever I could get away with, which is definitely the truth. So enjoy some just calm and travel in time. I'll put it on fast forward so you can see this done. All right, that's enough of that. And also, you like that log up there? That's a hoot. Alrighty, when you have your hammer out, let's learn how to move things and let's have it set. We're going to hold down the right thumbstick and boom, it's going to tell us that we can move. We want to look at where the halo is at. Is this a good placement for our village? Are we happy with where it is? Now I'm noticing that I've got lots of coastline to build in, and that's great. It will get a little wider when we get our next level of bell. So we are actually extending. Holy cow. This extends way farther than I thought. Huh. Honestly, I don't think I have any reason to do anything about moving this bell. So I am going to drop it back down, and we're just going to leave it as is. What I am going to start doing, though, is I do not love how things are sitting in the village right now. So we're just going to get things organized in a different way. And I want to be able to have a couple structures near me that I can make sure that I can get access to. So again, we're going to hold down the right mouse button, although that time I swear I pressed the left one. I want to make sure I have a woodcutter's hut that is near, right next to where I have my fast travel location. I want to make sure that I can get easy access to this because the amount of times that we find ourselves crafting planks is, it's a very real deal. I could move this structure and get that log, but honestly, I might have that log stay there forever and a day. We'll hold down the button. Doesn't have to be held down for very long, it turns out. And I don't know. It's up to you how you do this. I mean, at this point, it's really all just a matter of your perspective on things. It can be organized however you see fit. I'm going to try to put most of my workstations in one area. I think this one, I don't want to make the mistake of forgetting where this is, because I do that. As long as we put it somewhere that we will recall it, that's the key. And I kind of like these to be central. We'll have our people's villages near there. This house is not really worth the time of day. So unfortunately, having that small house, it's just a relic of the past at this point. I wouldn't mind having the workshop somewhere where we can easily access it, but also somewhere that is just not necessarily in the way. Ooh, I would like to have been right there. Forager's hut makes sense in the fray and the distance, but we might need to access it for cooking things. So I'm good with keeping that somewhere in this area. There we are. We'll put the workshop back by the other one, just so it's easy to access. We'll still be using this one in the early game. Oh, uneven terrain. Interesting. The other building was just big enough for us to allow this. You know what I might be able to do? That's going to look silly, but it's going to allow us to get into it real quick. Now, see, I tell you, reorganize your village the way you want to, make it look good, and then I make it look all crazy. But we can move any structure you want, anytime you want. Move your bell anytime you want. It's all good. There's nothing stopping you. All right, I moved a bunch of stuff. I'll show you where they're at. But it does turn out that our rice seed bag finally broke. So we're going to pull that in. And then it looks like we have Toshichi's, oh my goodness, his, oh no, it's good. Oh, it's telling us that he doesn't have a bow. We don't care about that. Now, with our person producing planks, we are in a really good spot. So we need to keep feeding that chain, though, is the trick. So since they are, let's go to manage, they require 42 logs. That means I need to always be sure that I am producing 42 logs for my carpentry station. Otherwise, I am going to end up having them chopping into the logs that I would normally be building with. Now, the only thing you can't move, as far as I'm seeing, is you can't move your fields. They're going to have to be torn down and rebuilt, which is unfortunate, I suppose, but it's okay. It'll be all right. I want to build one more rice field for now. We're definitely gonna want a lot of these. If you want to make it more aesthetic, then by all means find a spot that fits your needs better. Right now I'm just kind of putting them down as convenient items in spaces that just work. This, I would rather have put them by the water if I'm trying to make it look realistic, but I will tell you right now, that's a lot of work for not a lot of payoff, and I don't want to spend too much time on aesthetics. I do want to enjoy the playthrough, but I also want to make sure that I'm using my time. So now I've made it so that I can access my woodworking area, my storage hut with a log on top, and the crafting station that I know I will constantly go back to. We are in a really good spot. I mean, honestly, this is a really convenient start. I am going to make a few more chisels because we can definitely benefit. Oh, it's 2 sticks. My bad. I said 1 stick before. It's 2. Oh no. Our money woes have quickly become money woes. Probably could have started doing this sooner, but honestly, it was way more focused on just getting things set, and that is going to happen at times for you. Okay, let's go. We don't have to worry about health needs yet, but we are nearly there. We do need to worry about the fact that we don't have a house, and we do need to build another house. I am going to make myself a quick extra shovel, as I'm sure we're probably going to want to gather up some things while we're out and about. I also need to drop off stuff. You'll also note that our character is starving again, so we're going to feed him real quick, and then we're going to be... Then we can move on to some questing. And honestly, I always feed my character the eggs, since there's always extra eggs on hand, and that really helps out a lot. It's just easier to deal with, and it's quick, and it doesn't give your villagers much benefit. Here we go. Villager needs of 6 versus 10 for a character. Yeah, it's worth it. Now, there we go. Let us do a thing here. Let's, since we have a lot of coin, and it may seem like people sleep during the night, but they don't. We can go anywhere we want and do anything we need to do. I have a lot of coin that I want to turn in. I have a number of things I want to get. I kind of want to buy a better bow since we can't make it anytime soon. The soonest we're going to be able to make a new bow is by the time we unlock Injiro, which we will do by the end of this season, or by the time we get done with Segi, which isn't going to be for a while, unfortunately. So we have a couple pieces that we could get done here, which is that we do have the tailor's hut we can make and the kitchen. And the tailor's hut is handy. We'll put it in what we're considering kind of our industrial area here. This building will conveniently fit right behind the other two. I say, and then it doesn't. I'm going to make this real quick. Same story as always, except actually this one I think I can do a little more interesting stuff with. We will make it wide open on almost all sides and save ourselves the trouble of running into it. Now, the village does look a lot more chaotic in the sense that it's, well, we may have made it so that we can easily access things. I don't know if it makes the most sense. It's what it is. That costs more than 2 planks here? Nope. All right, back to no windows on our homes. Now this place is going to come with some fun, because we already have flax. Notice how that cost us fur. We need 10 fur, right? We're at a spot where that matters a lot to us. We're also at a spot where it's time to start mass producing straw, because that problem right there. We need straw, and we need it sooner than later, so it's time to do that. And here's the fast solution to straw. We have our hammer out. We're going to go to village structures. We're going to go to production and storage. We're going to look at this one right here. Palm leaf drying. Remember how we had that person? Oh, we did not have a person doing palm leaves. Well, then we'll do a grass drying rack. And I'm going to make somebody do palm leaves. And we'll show the compare and contrast. So we're going to build this thing. We still have bamboo left over from when we got it before. We're going to finish this beast up. And then we're going to start drying things. You can handcraft straw. That's true. It's not efficient. It is efficient if you want to handcraft palm leaves into straw. But first, you're going to end up taking palm leaves, turn them into grass, and then turn them into straw. But this is 2 to 1. That's expensive. This is already done making me 5 straw, and it's 1 to 1. We want this. This is the way we want to be. This is the way. So we'll get a little bit of straw. We're going to need that for our rope, which we can't finish here yet. But there's other structures in here we can build or destroy. We want to make sure there's room in this thing for a future tanning vat, which we only get upon unlocking Segi. Again, a lot of these storages are here for your convenience, and actually, nah, gone. I don't tend to find a need to have them. They just get in the way. We will be so near our general storage, and we can make sure our storages are so close to us that we have nothing to worry about. Now, at this rate, since we are getting a lot of straw, I think it's probably worth us putting a worker into foraging and having them actually take care of getting palm leaves. Since palm leaves are the better way to go about getting straw, it's way faster. It's way faster. I did just straight up stare at the screen and wait for the stuff to get done, but I also have coffee, so yes, I was staring, but also I was having coffee. Anyhow, let's make this rope. We could also have made it out of flax because we have flax. So let it be known, we don't need to struggle with gathering straw anymore. So we're going to keep that straw for decoration. Did I surprise myself a little bit? A little bit. It's okay. It's okay. Learning happens all the time. There we go. We get these planks in here. This will complete this structure, which means free dynasty points. Perfect. With the loom, we can now make linen. Hey, wait. Do you remember how this area came with a really cool unlock? Do you remember how this area came with the healing compress? Let's make some linen now. Let's make this linen, and let's find out how amazing it is that we settled here. This is worth the hard work. Okay, we have 20 linen. We also can use linen for crafting. Obviously, it is a part of making of these goods. You're going to notice a lot of you need to pay money to unlock stuff. Yes. Land seed bags. All of this costs fur. 4 fur per. I feel like that rhyme was intentional, but nope, that was all by chance. Now, we can make these bags as long as we have the goods. As long as we have fur and the resource that we want, we can do this. We can go find these in nature and then build them later. Some of these are specifically seasonal, so we do need to make note of that. With the linen we have to go into our forager's hut, and I just remembered that I ran a full circle for nothing because it's right there. Conveniently right next door. That was the point. Let's go to healing. Healing pot. Oh, it requires yellow chrysanthemum and herbs, but I don't have any. But I have the cheaty method of going to Aratani and just buying myself out of my problems. So let's go to Aratani and buy ourselves out of this problem. I think we should reframe that idea. It's not cheating as much as taking advantage of the local situation in the economy and maximizing our efficiency in the market. How's that? Let's buy a bunch of these. Oh, those are actually expensive. Now that's okay. We can deal. Now these are not, and that's the. Oh, you know what? We haven't unlocked these seed bags yet, so let's just get them. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of them. It's not gonna hurt for me to have extra of those. Oh, I want more of that. We're gonna buy a bunch of rice because rice is always nice. It is always good because we use it for so many things. Oh, thanks. I'll take 900 coins. Peace, good friend. And now, since we've just crashed this economy by dropping chisels into it, we'll go over here and continue to draw decimation to this current economy by finding our local farming trader and saying, you like chisels too. And there you have them. And now we can maximize our buying power here and minimize their capacity. Now I could easily just make this out of fur. However, I have cash and it's burning a hole in my pocket, so let's just buy it. Lotus, I don't farm, and I'm going to show you why right now. Okay. I do not farm Lotus. I just don't. It is not worth your time unless you, for some reason, have an extra spot and you just want to. It produces a low amount of items comparative to what you could do since you live in Lakeside or whatever name you gave your place. Now, I did say we were going to finish this up, and I am dropping things off and being mindful of that. We took on extra herbs because we did make note that, obviously, we are going to use up a bunch of those herbs in a second. Let's go up here. Now, this is going to come with a free unlock, which is really good, too. I haven't made any of these, so go for it. I mean, 3 mushrooms and 1 water. Cool. Let's get the experience for it. Now, let's make a few of these. 6 is all I can afford right now because the chrysanthemum, that and the linen. It's fairly expensive. So we go here, and that's going to give me 1.45 health over time. Yeah. Oh, I used it. Why not? I actually meant to put that there. Double check your keys. I'm still getting used to the controller. Even now, I'm still getting used to the controller, even though I've been playing this for a while. Look at me go. Alrighty. Anyhow, put the linen in there. The healing brew is fine. I mean, it's decent for what we do. And with this, that's so nice. We now have a way of regenerating health. And with the onsen and health compresses, we can take on a lot of enemies now. We're in a lot safer position to try. Okay, y'all, I did mention how it is time to continue building the housing situation up. So I do just want to continue to expand and make sure that we're ready for that. I don't build the large houses. You may be wondering about that, and that is a good wondering to have. I don't tend to build them because I don't love how they look, and I don't love using clay on them. Now, that doesn't mean we can't build one, because obviously it comes with bonus experience, so let's do that. But in the early part of the game, I don't love using clay for anything other than my village structures that I want to have access to. I don't find myself liking going out and getting clay, but don't let my biases get in your way. Build things the way you want to. This house comes with 6 beds. It'll start with only a few, but you're going to have to build those last ones. 6 people in one building is pretty nice. It's not going to be a window, but I'll make it an entrance. Oh, my poor villagers. No ventilation. This is such a stuffy place to live. I just can't bring myself to it. Look at that. See why we do that? We always want to have an extra hammer on hand. Now that does make me think that maybe I should just get another hammer built. These poor people, just choking out inside of their unventilated homes. Yeah. Alright, I changed that entrance back because I decided I wanted to just have all entrances in the front here. So this bamboo area is all made of stick. And yeah, am I a min-maxer when it comes to certain resources? Yes, and honestly, should I be? No. We now have a person making planks out of logs that don't exist, and they make a lot of them. So no, I really shouldn't be caring about this at all. But I do. And there we go, 4 beds. Now, this area, this whole thing, there's so much space in this house that this turns into one of those things where in the future, if you feel like you want to decorate, this is the one that really feels like it works out better for decorating. We are low on grasses because, yeah, go figure, I definitely did make a large collection of grasses turn into straw, and that's not ideal. So we're going to want some palm leaves to solve that problem. Again, palm leaves being the solution to all the problems. They turn into, other than money, palm leaves are going to solve a lot of our grass woes. I knew I should have brought another hammer. Let's go all ham. Let's make 3 hammers now. If you know, hammer! Good old tank. Let's see here. We got to get some furnitures, beds, improvised beds. And again, we're going to hold down that left stick. I meant to actually rotate it, but you know what? It's okay. We aren't going to panic about that. We're just going to live with it. I did gather up a little more grass from the nearby river, and just so we can finish this thing up. There we go. 6 beds means 6 more people, means 6 more jobs, means a lot of production. Okay, at this point, I think we still have 1 more production building that was built. Yes, we can build the kitchen. We don't need it, but it's one of those things. It does give us experience, which does unlock more things, which leads to this whole progression of continually unlocking and getting, which is kind of the go-to. We still haven't gone and gotten our iron bell, which we can do already. We are really sitting on a lot of advancements that we could take advantage of, and I think it's time for us to do so. We have a lot of time left in the season. And I am woefully forgetting why do I not farm Lotus? I haven't answered that question yet, so it's time to answer that, right? I mean, honestly. Sorry, view change is the left button on your directional pad, in case you wanted to do that. let's get that kitchen placed, and then I'll gladly show you exactly what I'm talking about here. The kitchen allows us to make recipes that we can't usually make. Now, if you've seen my Sengoku guides, you've seen that I have some spreadsheets there, and they guide you through exactly what things you can make in which workstations, and when you get the unlocks in, which ones produce the best. And I go through in the video about how to kind of like decide which thing you want the most. By all means, check it out if you want to. I will do my best to remember to put a tag in there. Check this out, Lotus. Each one of these counts as one lotus root and a lot of seeds. So yeah, I don't farm lotus because it's a summer plant that is right in my lake next to me. And as long as I'm willing to sit here and do this work, I will come up with 25 lotus root pretty quick. And I can do so just on the fly. As long as I don't go too deep in the water, I'm okay. In this entire lake, the whole inner perimeter of this lake is littered with lotus. Sometimes the shoreline too. So we can also gather them here. Your person is going to produce, as I recall, this is a 1-to-1 for workload for root. And then the seeds are, of course, a lot. But, I mean, in the time that we've been sitting here right now, in the time that I've sat here, talked, and you've watched me gather these lotus, we've already produced 50 lotus root and a ridiculous amount of lotus seed, and it's really not that much cost of time. And honestly, sometimes in this game, it's just nice to do a thing where there's no consequences, just let's do a thing, let's just zone out and go. There you go. I have now produced more than a single worker could produce in 2 days, just in that short amount of time that I did here. Now, your higher level farmers might be able to catch up to this, but I'd rather them make rice. I'd rather them make rice because I'm going to use rice in way more recipes than lotus root. But that's not to say that we won't use lotus root. Iron sands, we aren't going to be able to make use of quite yet, but we will. Another reason why the Central Plains area is a gift that keeps on giving is the fact that we have access to iron sands. We have access to pretty much every resource that we could care about in this area. Having Lotus as a just gatherable item is huge. And we just walk out in the water and then boom, I suddenly have all of the things I'll ever need for all my villagers' medical needs. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, whenever we make these things, it's really helpful to do empty entrances because it costs you nothing. And honestly, this can be an empty entrance too. Look at that. This is a building built after my own heart. No windows at all. And honestly, this thing, like, empty entrance, right? Like, I don't need a room divider. These people aren't changing in here. That's a lot of windows. Who does this? Remember all that bronze that we made way back when? Starting to pay off. Nice. Okay, the only thing left is a thing that they don't automatically put in here. Go to furniture. We'll go to production building furniture. Go down to our kitchen. And now here it is, the oil press. Yes, we're going to buy this. And we're going to put this exactly where we need it. And now this is fairly cheap to build. This is going to allow us to take the canola seeds that we've been making and make oil. If I hold down, it just drops a bunch of them in there and it automatically takes care of it. And that's fast. So I have another way to get oil. So honestly, as far as our fishermen are concerned, I don't really need them to focus on making this stuff anymore. And I do need to start thinking about that farm over there and the other farm. It looks like summertime has really turned into a time where we can consider how many fields would be better. And the answer is as many as possible. And there we go. One more field. Yes. Now let's go. And it's time for us to take a journey. And, well, actually, let's do this in the right order. We are going to go overland and we're going to go do the Onibaba quest. We're going to do that, but we're going to do it after we buy ourselves a better bow so that we can hunt some animals along the way. It would be really convenient if we could make some better arrows. Hint, hint. Let's go here to, not pole arms, go to arrows. And it turns out that oh yeah, we just need to unlock it. Let's hold down X. Now look at that. Now that's expensive, is the one thing I'll tell you. So, it's expensive. Bronze arrows would be a little easier for us to get to. And this is a spot where you may or may not kind of decide that you want to make these. You could also do copper arrows. Honestly, I tend to just make myself get by on what I got. And I do want I want the cash. Because right now, I could buy myself out of problems, right? Now, there are those out there who are going to, and I'm sure at some point, and they're right, that in the comments you could say, you can actually run to the ending boss and steal his stuff and then run away and have a lot of free stuff at the start of the game. Now, I'm choosing not to go that route in this particular playthrough. I'm choosing not to do that kind of level of hamming it up. So I'm going to let that be a thing. You can do that, and by all means, if you want to, you can actually factually go to the temple, and you can then travel to the big boss, and I'll show you where, in case you want to. The big boss is right there. If you want to, put a marker on it and go out there and steal his loot. It's a lot of money and it's a lot of stuff. Honestly, it would really ramp up the start of your village. I'm choosing to do this from our village and just from our work. And that is up to you what you want to do. But you can easily sneak up on the guy, go open up his chest, and then loot the thing and run away. And you'll have a lot of really good arrows and some free steel. It makes your village raise real quick. So this lady right here, hi, we're gonna trade with you. No, we're not. She does have copper arrows though. You there? This is the guy, because he's got bows. Remember, bow maker. Okay, our little bow is doing 15 damage. This is doing 18 damage for 340. Yeah, I do want to have that. These do 3 damage versus these do 2 damage. 1 more point of damage is not a lot, in my opinion. Now, people may differ in opinions with me, and that's totally okay. By all means, do so. Now, I don't need my short bow anymore. I want 1 though, right? I'm sitting on a lot of experience that we haven't spent yet, too. There we go. Now we're sitting on some coin. We have not gone and we have not looked at legend in a while. We have not done leveling here. We will take these barter deals and we will build that. I do want my people maximum food. I don't think that's necessary. Careful packer, stay fresh longer. In my inventory, I don't care about my inventory. That's not helping me. I will say that I will probably mine, so that's useful. It is hard now because we're trying to find useful things to do. And stamina costs for that, honestly, aren't that big of an impact. Durability for axes and adzes is fine. It's not bad, right? Here, we'll do this, because we do need a point in this before we can do the next one. And then for Way of the Monk, we're finally at the next tier up. Gaining more forageables is not worthwhile at this point in time. Getting more money for selling, sure. I mean, 1 point in this thing and I'm already better than the ending perk of being a master trader. I mean, well, not better. I mean, I'm better at the selling. I do want to make more money. Should have taken this before selling the goods, right? Should have taken this before buying the goods, right? So, hindsight. Spend your points here so you get it better. I'm not worried about money. I know that I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm not concerned about it. This is nice. Max poise. Ooh, my bad. Getting more poise can be good if you're going to be a melee fighter. It can be helpful. I wouldn't mind getting warrior experience quicker so we can ramp up rapidly. Now, we did not equip our bow. Oops. I'm going to have to get used to this X versus A idea. There we go. And then lastly, we're sitting on 28 arrows. That's adequate. I want to get our quest line going with our friend here. And I think we also have a few more items that we can take care of as well. We can definitely start building up our special projects. I want to see if there's a collection of refugees here. There's not. So since we're in the mode of traveling, let's go to the temple. While we were in Aratani, I did not see the refugees, but I wasn't specifically looking, which is a problem. Here we are. let's go get our bell taken care of, since that is a quest line that we can do. You're going to get a bit of a storyline from this gentleman. Let's talk to our abbot friend. And we are taking care of people, and yep, now we can do that, and yes, now it's on to village level 13. But we also got some free experience just from talking to him and happening to be at level 7 of our dynasty. Conveniently, there are refugees at the temple. It makes sense, that's the location we would expect them to be. And look at that, 3 people to choose from. I'm also curious. Not really. Okay, so he doesn't have any good tools to take. Okay, what's your thing? Level 5 monk. Okay, good, but not necessarily amazing. Oops, I keep wanting to press that. Oh, level 3 monk. Good luck out there. And please don't tell me you're a monk. Yeah, there we go. Hunter is good because that is a handy skill for us to have, and it is handy for us to be able to take them on. I'm going to take on the other lady who's level 5 monk. She is not going to necessarily do that job for quite a while, but that doesn't mean she can't be a useful person in our village who can level up while we wait. Let's assign her a job in hunting, right? Since that's her specialty, the bonus that we're going to get out of her is worth it. There we go. And meat is handy. Fur, I mean, 21 fur is okay. We'll get a lot more if we just go hunting. I want her to get 157 feathers this one time, so that I can be sure that I get a lot of feathers to make more arrows, and then I don't have to think about gathering them. Are you the one? None. You are. Come live with us, friend. Indeed. Now, from here, what do we need is the question. Turns out not a lot. We do have a lot of farming that can be done. Oh, I could have put the hunter in there. Yes, we could have. It helps for organization, but now that we can see who they are, it's handy. I'm going to say she can go in the land field, and that we will definitely change that to, we can do canola. All right, y'all. Now, I am going to take you there just in case there are those of you who are like, wait, I can do what? And I want to see this. I'll take you there, but we're going to do it right. So you need to, real quick, I need you to go back to your village. And by all means, if you don't want to go there and you don't want to do this, skip ahead to the next part. It's all good. Nobody's judging you. Matter of fact, I'm probably doing the same thing anyway. Okay, you're going to need some things. You remember how we can build that fast travel location? Well, here, it goes under basic structures, and it's traveler outpost. We need to make sure we're carrying 2 planks, 2 bronze, and 8 bamboo. So let's make sure we are. Otherwise, this is going to be a really sad journey that we're about to take. So we're going to take 8 of these, and we're going to take 2 of any plank, which, you know, oh, there we go. 2. And then we're also going to take our bronze. Just 2, though. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going to go back to the tower. Actually, you know what? No. We're doing this 110% right. If I'm going to run away from somebody, I want to make sure that I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling good. I got the onsen. I got the relaxation feeling. Yeah, there we go. I want to make sure that I've got that stamina bar maximized right now, because we are going to be running like a champ. Okay, now we'll go to the tower. Temple. Sorry, temple. All right, and again, you don't have to do this. And I saved my game right before this so that I can just reload and go as if it never happened. I will be honest with you, there's going to be a major temptation just to keep the stuff and to just go with it. And you know what? It's built into the game. I don't love this, but I'm probably just going to keep the stuff. I mean, we're going to do the hard work of getting there. I just ran past a bear. I mean, think about how hard we worked for this, right? Listen to me justifying this. Alrighty, well, we'll check the enemy camp. If it's thugs, I'm taking them out. If it's not thugs, I'm ignoring them. I need to take out 12 thugs in order for us to have the Iwasaki region liberated. Oh, look at that. There's some refugees down here. Now, if I end up reloading my game and I lose this, I won't have these refugees. And what if they're so cool that I can't resist? He's a level 7 forager. I mean, what? Ugh. Come and live with us. What about this guy? He's a level 8 forager. Why don't you live with us? The brothers. The brothers Yoichi and Matsutoro. Yeah, okay. Apparently we're going to keep the loot. There's a part of me that feels very guilty. And that part of me is just going to have to deal with it. If you don't want to do this and you feel guilty, don't do it. So we're going to keep running this way. I placed that marker directly where we need to go. The other marker that you can use is the enemy leader icon, which is clearly going to indicate where this is. We don't want to get into a fight here. So please don't get into a fight here. These enemies are much more powerful than the rest of them. So we want to be cautious with that. Now, why did I do the onsen thing? Here, real quick, like, just so you know. Like, that onsen. Oops, it won't let me get up to it. You're not going to show me my statuses? Fine. We did this because in the rain, we're losing a bunch of stamina. And by having the onsen buff, we gain stamina. All right, it's time for us to be sneaky. That's not the sneaky button. Oh my gosh, where's the sneaky button? There it is, Y button. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There's too many things attached to Y. Okay. Now we're being sneaky. Oh, he heard us. That's okay. Now, what I would ask you to do is just hold X to take all. Oh, let's go. Run, man, run. And we just robbed him blind. So, yeah, I mean, part of me feels bad because we didn't earn it. Oh, we didn't earn all the experience we just got from that. Oh, whatever. But look at all the stuff we got. I mean, honestly, look at that. That's, it's so good. We're a samurai already. Want to go take out that camp with the thug leader? Okay, it'd be easy now, I'll tell you what. Okay. We also, there's a number of enemies here. We're not going to face them today. But, if you remember Tailspin, my crowd who's as old as I am, if you remember Dawn Carnage, a thief who steals and runs away lives to steal another day. Or a pirate that lives to steal and run away lives to steal another day. Look at all that stuff we brought with us. Okay, and now let's fast travel home. Massive guilt. If anything, we just gave that guy a reason to hunt us down, right? Like, there we go. Look at you, we have a master katana. I mean, what is going on here? These things I honestly would sell. You don't need this. Candles are great for decoration. Don't sell them. Look at all the iron we just got. Oh my gosh. And you know we just got a bunch of coin. We have 3,000 coin. We don't need these stupas. I mean, they're great for decoration, but spiritual needs, you are going to have monks for that. Honestly, I sell all of this stuff. They're good for decoration. Keep it for decorations if you want, but honestly, a lot of this stuff is really just for decoration. And did you notice how we got those pots? Again, we definitely could have done this sooner and really, really gained ourselves a lot of freebies, right? Like, you can do this day one of the game if you want to. I don't want to do that or have people do that since it feels like we aren't learning the game mechanics. So that's why it's not a part of this video. Do what you want with it, right? The point is I'm trying to level up your playthrough. This is still a part of that. Enjoy. We need to do a couple of upgrades. We never did the bronze, and so we can do that. We have plenty of bronze. I mean, we're sitting pretty here. Nice. Now we do need to save 20 bronze. Don't eat up your last 20 bronze. Let's upgrade this tower one more time. And now we have the best of the best, or at least to our current tech level. And I bet you the range that this bell goes out is crazy. How we doing for time? We look at our thing. Ooh, look at that. We're doing real nice. Hey, guess what? We're sitting on so much money, it's time to just spend cash, right? Like, let's be real. I mean, let's spend cash. We're going to unlock a thing that we want. So, I think this is really worth it. Let's go to our village structures. I want you to go to production. And now, beehives are fine. I don't really find them that useful. Charcoal kiln, yes, we do want to make charcoal. We're going to buy that. We don't need that. We need wells, and I want you to go right to the large well. If you are sitting here... Ooh, pottery. Okay. Then buy yourself a pottery kiln while we're at it. And then let's build these things. These are structures that are really convenient for you to interact with. So I would recommend you place them somewhere that you see regularly so that you are going to interact with them. Now, when we build these things, and talk about leveling up, right? We're doing okay now. We'll finish this one up. We're going to need more clay, obviously, so we have a dual job that we're about to do. Let's go here. Let's build that pottery kiln. It's about the same, but still not quite. And I'm going to throw some clay into it right away so that we can have the pottery churning, because we are going to build that large well, and that's going to be a little bit of a game changer for us. I also need to make sure I assign my guys who we just took on so that we can easily be sure that we are getting everything we want out of this day. I do want to see if we can... I do want to make sure that we can get some of this pottery in. There we go. Okay, adding clay pottery. Ooh, not good. So let's get some charcoal going. How much pottery will this make? If it costs 2 to 1, we're not going to be in a good spot. If it costs 1 to 1, it's all good. Ah, the suspense. In our suspense, let us go over to our dynasty, to our population, and then let us make note of some of the things where we have forgers. Look at how many forgers I have in our village. A level 8 person is worth it. No matter how you slice it, a level 8 character is worth it. Or put in them here. And then the other guy will put in the other. I feel like the brothers should have stayed in the same house, but who knows, maybe they're quarreling. There we go. Forger jobs, again, we do have forger workstations. We did give extras for that. So I easily could toss any one of them into the forger workplace, and I could easily get a ton of stuff out of them since they're high level. But what could I... Oh, there it is. Palm leaves. Yes. Yes, please, and thank you. Now, we also could use some mushrooms, since I know that our fishing folk are definitely needing those in time. So let's actually do that. Oh, and look, and it assigns him to this one, but that's the wrong type. So we'll go down, and let's find ourselves a mushroom that grows in the season. Shiitake, indeed. There we go. It's 2 to 1. So that's not ideal. Alright, well, then it's time for us to gather up more clay real quick. Now, you don't have to travel far to get clay. Matter of fact, I was about to fast travel somewhere, and then I remembered, hey, Central Plains is the gift that keeps on giving. We want to go over to here, and you can see the clay from here. There's also a free lootable boat over here if you're interested. What's in it? Not that much good stuff. Those would have been better last year, right? There we go. And then we just mine some of this stuff to get clay. Oh my gosh, my poor shovel. Oh, sorry. I was pausing the recording. I realized I could just fast forward it. Oh, man. See, these large deposits give you a bunch, but they break my shovel easily, don't they? That's no good. Okay, we've got enough clay to make a difference. We are also producing charcoal right now from our charcoal kiln that is right next door to our pottery kiln. I would really like to finish the well before the day ends. Okay. Let's retrieve our charcoal and notice how quickly that goes. And let's drop some pottery in there. I'm sorry, clay and charcoal. That's what we mean to say. Let's add some firewood so we just keep this pattern going. Now, charcoal, you may note, is good for heating needs, but the thing it's better at is it's better at being a part of our future when we want to make steel. So we want to make sure we have some of the stuff on hand. It is going to be something that pays off later. And am I going to camp out over this pottery thing? Yeah, kinda, honestly. I want to make sure we get our job assigned. And I can't just run out and do questing while I'm waiting, since I happen to need to build the well before I can assign the job. Oh, look at that, standing bell. Okay, let's check and see where we're at for our buildings. We have that. Basic brewery at 10. Not bad. I guess we could just brainstorm and say, do we want to build any more structures? I don't really feel the need to. I could definitely build another house. Now, if you want to keep building large houses, yeah, you do your thing. I'm going to keep building standard houses. I just love the way they look. And I don't want to waste my clay. So many of those. Now, by now, the pottery is pretty close to being done. So we'll go back and check on it. And then we'll be good to go. My onsen, the little benefit from the onsen is gone. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to go there and get that again. I mean, at this point, we're made of money. Who cares, right? Perfect timing. Okay. With that, we're going to go. We're going to go to basic structures. We're going to go to, no, I'm sorry. We're going to go to village structures. We're going to go to production and furniture. Yeah, and then wells. And then we're going to build that large well. This, when I say that this is a game changer, it is. It costs you resources that we're using for maintenance needs. Okay, but we'll take care of that shortly. We need the pottery, which was another quick unlock, which having to get all that money really helps out with that. By all means, we can still, if you're doing it the way without looting our boss guy, you can just keep making money through chisels. It's all good. There we go. So now, oh, we're at level 10 already. That's bonkers. Okay, let's go to population. Now, you know that I've already got a person assigned to this. They're level 7. That's actually not bad. It's close enough. If you are a person who's all about min-maxing, assign one of your level 8 people to this. I am not a person who cares that much about it. So I'm just going to assign my level 7 person to it, and that's going to be really good. Yeah, 327 water, or 408 water. Perfect. This is what's going to take care of a lot of our issues. We also just gained the brewery, which is going to take care of all of our water issues. So where are we going to put our brewery? Dead center of town. No, we put it wherever we want, but I would say it'd be convenient if it's in a location that we don't care about, since it's big. Alrighty, I'm going to clear this out so we have space. The brewery is big, and it is also a kind of a big deal. It comes with a benefit. It allows us to make Doburoku, which is the end game solution to beverages, in my opinion. If opinions differ, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, it's the way to go. I'm starting to feel a little peckish on logs. I feel like we don't have enough. So we'll hope that our villagers produce a bunch. And this can be a moment where you go, you know what I need? More logs and not more planks. So actually, with that reflection in my mind, let's go to our high-level carpenter, this one. Let's manage your job, and let's change you to just gathering conifer logs. Because that's really the major need we have right now, and we should adapt our local economy to take care of the needs we have, rather than just kind of give us a bunch of extras that are going to sit there and not necessarily be used. Now, we do have the Onibaba quest that we're going to go off and do. We also have, oh my goodness, there's so many things that we're going to do. It's a little overwhelming at times. However, take things one at a time when you're doing this, right? Like one thing at a time, one task at a time. I just unlocked the brewery. I want the brewery done. Let's go for that. There's a lot of open entrances. You're going to find yourself doing that. A lot of windows in this place. You know how I feel about windows. That feels like the volume's a little high. Sorry about that one. We'll have to turn that down. Now these buildings, because they're so big, it is kind of a pain in the butt. This is nice time for you to consider going to the onsen just so you have the bonus stamina so you don't have to sit here and do this. But it may not be raining in your game. The tragedy of hammers, I'll tell you what. Ooh, now that's not a good sign. Are we low on sticks or are we low on... I think it turns out we're low on sticks. Yes, it is. That's okay. Ah! There we go. Now I have an excessive amount of hammers. So now that we're low on sticks, don't worry about it. We'll solve that problem real fast. Now, interestingly enough, again, open entrances, right? Empty entrance. So much easier. And why not? We don't want a door in the way of us walking in. If you care about aesthetics, well then, that's good. Do you? You got this. Ooh, you know what, though? How many empty entrances can I get away with? There is an entrance limit in your buildings. You can find it by looking where it says, I have 31 entrances for a limit. Wait, no. Does it say 42? Oh, no. Oh, this is ridiculous. Can I just do this whole thing wide open? Oh, this is too good. Do you realize how cheap this just got? This building is ridiculously cheap now. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I could have actually done those. Huh. They only cost 2 planks though, so honestly, not a big deal. Alright, I did mention this whole thing about we don't worry about sticks. So let's do that. We have a lot more logs than we do planks, which is the right place to be, in my opinion. We want to make sure that we can always craft planks if necessary. Let's go on over here. Every log can become 20 sticks. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this, a lot, but it's good to have a few sticks on hand. And 5 logs is really nothing for our villagers at this point in time. Since we're doing oh so well, you could easily start thinking about converting things over to a different style. So you remember how we had I did unlock that little workstation. We'll go to production buildings and let's go to our palm leaves drying rack and let's notice that we're in a little bit of a spot here. We'll put our palm leaf dryer by somewhere that we go nearby, too close to the bell tower. We'll make it a fire hazard right there. There we are. Look at all the palm leaves. Now, obviously, I don't have any bamboo. Let's go solve that problem. We have settled in the area that is the perfect place for everything. Remember, this is quite intentional. I want you in the area that gets you the very most. This area will get you the very most. Oh, and also, it's time to learn a trick. Equip your katana, and then do the most satisfying thing in the world. Run at these bamboo and chop them down. I just love doing this. It's so fun. Is this the purpose of a katana? This is how they tested katanas, as long as it wasn't on actual people. But we'll not note that one. There we go. Look at that. I'd say we had some fun too. And if you want to, just keep going. we have a lot of things we could have done with the katana, but chopping down bamboo is by far the most fun for me. I hope you enjoy doing it too, and if not, hey, it's all good. You used the katana on foes then. There we go. Add the palm leaves. It holds 300, and watch this. This is why it's so nice. That's 3 straw for a single leaf. Oh, that's... And you can assign a worker to that job. It works out so well. So now with this, yeah, is it time for us to buy a new roof type? I honestly think so. So change type. Oops, I'm not looking at the roof. There we go, modify material. And, ooh, clay roof. No, 5,000 coins is out of my budget. We are going to do this one because I think it looks really nice. Now, you may disagree, and that's all good. Remember, you play this the way you want to. That's the way this goes. We are getting to a late part of the video, though. There we go. Now, that nice roof style, I just think that looks good. The last things we need to do are fill in these spaces. Now, if we're low on iron, and if you chose not to, and you're saying, hey, I'm not stealing from the samurai leader, I just want to progress at the normal rate, aside in the fact that we can get iron early. then by all means go to that mine that we found. You can get clay iron. You can get your iron in no time out of that thing, and you're not going to be struggling. You can get clay from our nearby area easily with a shovel. It's all good. We've got everything we could possibly need. We'll finish up these structures, and then we'll have access to our beverage issue cure. We'll have access to Doburoku, which is going to solve all of our beverage needs. We do need to finish all of the major material for this thing. We don't have to finish every single storage, as you have already learned and as you already know. And we do need a lot of planks, it turns out. And there we go. And the last thing you need is the filtration. We'll let our stamina come up a bit, and then we'll go. There we go. We finished it. Now, you might notice that there's a lot of villagers around me, and they keep having quests, and you might notice that I've absolutely ignored them. I do that intentionally. I don't find the quests that they ask us to do that productive, and it takes up a lot of time. And if you haven't noticed already, we aren't struggling to fill our days with things to do. So it is not really necessary for us to keep doing little quest lines for them. Is it the right thing to do? Now, it's up to you. It's how you play, right? But I don't tend to do the small quests. I find them to be a lot of busy work for not a lot of payoff. Alrighty, with that, we haven't dropped our stuff off in our area yet, but I also want to show you why we did this. Let's get ourselves a person working at a job. Who's a cook? We're going to want somebody who is a cook. That's going to be Akko, isn't it? And she's already helping me out with something else. So I think she's at carpentry workstation. I thought we had Toshichi, and he was a craftsman as well. But he's our hunter. All right, let's take her. I'm going to change the job, and we're going to put her into the cooking station. And then if we go down to here, we'll make Doburoku. And I don't want to make the max of it, because, I mean, do we really need 11,000 beverages? No, we really don't. And I don't want to waste all of our rice on just this. But, I mean, like, look at how much needs this takes care of. Doburoku is crazy good. I'm good with saying that we sit right here at 2,000 beverage needs. I mean, that's more than our current, actually. Why don't we just sit it basically on our need level? How about that? We're sitting on just over our basic need level. I'll go a little over, so when we take on another villager, we're good. Let us go for that. Now let's add another recipe, because what else could we be making that would help us out? Well, we have a lot of different recipes we probably should unlock. And with that, we'll unlock a couple quick recipes, and then we'll go and we'll talk to the Onibaba, and then we will move on. In our kitchen, we're going to see that we have a big cooking pot. There you go. Now, I am a huge fan of fish meals because, as you can see, we have access to a lot of fish. Tempura is really powerful. Now, it says any cereal. Keeping in mind, rice is a cereal that is going to take care of our needs there. But it requires us to use some of our oil in cooking. That's not the best, but not the worst. We are going to want to get another quest done to get more here, but for now, the tempura is really a great solution. I'll show you what I mean by going to our person, and let's get them set. There we go. You don't need to see me clicking up and down on things. Tempura, boom. How many food needs does that take care of? Well, 3,675 it turns out. I think we're doing okay. I think we're doing pretty good. We'll drop that down to there. Actually, tell you what we can do, actually. Because what we just did is we just bought ourselves another worker. And from here, I mean, I haven't even taken care of this person's workload yet. So should we make some tea? Yes, we should make some tea. And with the tea, this stuff is going to be here so that we as a main character can use tea as a nice way to regenerate stamina. So how many tea do we need? It is totally up to you, honestly. At this point, I can't even fill my worker with enough stuff to do. So now we're going to change jobs for her. I don't have a reason for her to keep doing this job. We could start making sake. But honestly, I don't in this game make sake because there's other stuff that sells better. So I'm gonna make canola oil because we now care a lot about oil. And since we're producing a large collection of canola, not large enough for our worker. Well, looks like we're gonna need to find more canola then.